Hey, so I thought I would do a bit of a makeup little get ready with me really quickly. I am by no means a makeup artist or anything of the sort, so I'm sure anyone who does makeup professionally would probably tell you I was doing it wrong, but I've had a couple people ask me how I do my makeup, so I figured I could at least show you that. So I'm going to do that and just get ready, kind of show you what I use, my techniques for what I do, what's worked for me, what I've seen other people do. So yeah. Excuse my skin, it's a little broken out right now. I'm about to get a period and that always happens, especially around my mouth and nose. So, but what better time to put makeup on, right? To hide all that stuff. So I'm gonna just clip back my hair, keep it out of my face. Sorry if I'm looking over here, I'm just trying to make sure you can see me. So, I already did my skincare, washed my face. I use a toner, I use a vitamin C serum, eye cream, moisturizer, sunscreen, and my brain just died, a primer. And I have a primer that has like probiotics and things like that, and so I love it. I use that. So that's already all on my face, so I can just start with makeup. I'm gonna start with, I have like this little It Cosmetics Bye Bye Breakout, and it's kind of awesome. It's like got a drying agent in it, so it actually helps heal if I've got some active breakouts on my skin. So that's usually where I start, and then let it kind of dry for a second while I do some eye cream. Not cream, sorry, eye concealer. Yeah, my skin breaking out, but it's better than it was a couple months ago, so I can't really complain too much. So I usually just put that on and kind of dab it on a little bit gently. Let that dry, and it puts just like a nice barrier between the rest of my makeup and any breakouts. So let that dry for a minute while I do that. I'm going in, it's also an It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Illuminator. So I feel like I don't really get puffy under eyes, but I do get dark circles. So I'm just gonna put on some of this concealer. It's just gonna kind of brighten up my under eye to give it, again, that like base. You can kind of see the difference already. And that way when I go over with foundation, basically everything that I really want to hide is hidden, and that way I can just do touch up and you won't see the things I don't want you to see. Okay. So next I'm gonna go in with foundation. This is Pat McGrath. I love this. It's a little on the expensive side, but it's really worth it. And I've got just like a little kabuki brush. It helps really blend it. So I just put it directly onto the brush and just kind of buff it in. It's just got really good coverage without feeling really, like, it doesn't feel cakey or anything like that. But you can already see the, like, it's really nice. Therefore worth the money, and I feel like if you're gonna spend money, you might as well spend it, well, I should say if you're gonna spend it on makeup, you might as well buy, you know, a couple nice things that help your skin not break out and stuff. Okay, I just really buff this all over. I want it to be nice and blended. Sorry, I keep looking right here to see my mirror. It's a little easier. Get the forehead. So you'll see already, this gives me a really good base for the rest of my makeup. It covered everything that with the concealer, because you saw my skin, it was breaking out. So this hides it for the most part. I am still gonna use some more concealer, so you'll get a little more coverage. To be clear and blended. Sometimes if I don't have quite enough, I'll put more on the brush, but I think I did okay. I think I can get the rest with some concealer. Right, that brush away. Then I actually have two concealers I go with. One's for later, so I'll show you. This one is also the Pat McGrath. So I just got one because I use this like directly after I use, I'm not even looking at the camera, directly after I use that foundation. So I like to have be the same brand, because then it kind of goes together, right? And then I'll just kind of dab anything that I see that I still want to cover. And then I have a little brush, but sometimes I just like to go in with my finger and just dab it. That way it doesn't wipe it all off. I'm gonna go with that first. And this is a trick I learned, just putting it down the bridge of your nose and like on the little tip of your nose, because it really does conceal if you have like larger pores, which I tend to do on my nose especially. Just kind of conceals those, and then when I put the powder on top, you're really not going to see my pores at all. So it's a great way. Also, it kind of just lightens up the bridge of my nose. And I'm going to do contouring later, so you'll see that'll work too, because I like to make my nose look a little smaller. And then under my eyes, again, just to kind of brighten up the under eye area. I don't want to look tired. So that's my first initial steps there. Next, I'm gonna go in with a translucent powder. I have Peach Perfect by Too Faced, and I love them because all of their stuff smells amazing, like so good. And so anything with peach smells like peaches, and it actually sounds really gross, but sometimes it accidentally gets in my mouth a little bit and it tastes like peaches. But I like this one because it's mattifying, and I tend to get oily in my T-zone, so this one is really nice. And I have a Chanel one which I really like too, but it's not a mattifying one, and I feel like I love it, but this one is just it's cheaper, and it keeps me from getting oily T-zone. Got wrong brush. Okay, I'm just going in with like a fluffier powder brush, swirl that around, and I kind of like both like dot it on and then kind of just fluff it around. Definitely want to cover the forehead. Yeah, see, like it like kind of gets like a dusting and it gets in your mouth a little bit, but it tastes like peaches, so I feel like that's probably okay. Bring it down my nose. I make weird faces when I do makeup, but I'm trying to get it like in the corners of my nose. Pour some more. Oh, okay, I actually got too much in my mouth that time. Maybe I should close my mouth. Just bring it down my neck a little bit. I feel like I did a pretty good job matching my colors, so I don't really have to bring my foundation down my neck as much as if I'd had like a darker color, but I'll still do it just a little bit just to make sure it's blending. And then same with the translucent powder. I just want to feel it setting everything. And this really just sets my makeup in place, my foundation. There we go. Putting that brush away, putting this away, powder. So usually let that sit for a couple minutes. I have another concealer, sometimes I'll go back in with and kind of just dot anything that I feel like I uncovered a little bit, but I'll do that later. So my next step is I usually go in with my brows. As you can see, I've got very sparse brows, so I maybe go a little overboard on them, but I like them. So I like to really underline them and then outline them. So it's a trick I learned. I never knew how to do my brows, and I feel like I always just colored in what I had, and they always just still looked like this. It's just like a little more full. So I watched a video beginning of quarantine about, I'm sorry that I keep looking over there, kind of like how to make more of a dramatic eyebrow. So I started doing that, so I'm gonna show you what I do. So I've got this little Anastasia, I'm not sure how they say it, but it's like a pomade, and I was going through my like the crayon pencil thing way too fast because I kind of do a lot because I don't have a lot, and I recognize like this stuff stays for a really long time, stays on, but also lasts a long time. I don't have to keep rebuying it. Like I think I bought it at the beginning of quarantine, and I just got a new one. Like this one's, I just got this. So, and then I've got this little like, where am I going? Here we go. It's like a little brush. My cat is trying to get out. Be right back. What? Sorry. Kitty wants out. So I have like a little angled brush that I use. So just kind of dip it gently and I'm gonna be looking over here because I kind of have to have the mirror for this, but I'll show you. So I start, try to raise like my brows a bit, and I start on underneath, and I'm gonna go a little lower than my brows and draw up into like a diagonal line. So you're gonna see up, because I really want to like accentuate and exaggerate my arch. So I kind of just start down here, and then I draw up to where I think my arch is, and that's pretty accurate. And then I'm just gonna kind of fill that in. So you'll see it's already like more of a dramatic line, right? And then I'm gonna take from where I stopped at the arch, and I'm gonna kind of like, you know, I was going up, I'm gonna go this way, but not like crazy. So I'm gonna stay right at that the arch, sorry, and bring it down. So you'll see it's not where my brows actually end, but that's what I want. And I'm gonna kind of fill that in. I want it to look like I have a defined arch. So that's good. But my right side always comes out better than my left. It's really annoying. Okay, and then I'm gonna go on the top, and I'm gonna go over where my brows go and go up to the same point. They are, excuse me, right at that arch. I'm just gonna take it over my brow line. So you'll see I want it over. And then I'm gonna turn this on its side and just kind of color this in gently. And it's like right, the side is like the exact size I want my brows. So when I pull it this way, it's gonna be the right size of my brows. I'm just gonna kind of color this in, keep this a nice kind of sharp line. This is the part that takes me the longest. I want to get them micro bladed or filled or whatever it's called, because then I wouldn't have to do this every day. That'd be so lovely. But so you'll see already, it's a lot different. So then I'm gonna get a little more. I'm gonna do what I did here, but underline going down. So overline, sorry, going down. And fill this in, color it in. And again, like if you get one of these pomades that's close to your color, it just, you'll see, it just fills in and it kind of blends with my natural brow color. Just touching up my lines, I want them to be precise. So you'll see, one brow, no brow. It's a game changer trick for me. It can take practice. Like I was very slow, and sometimes I still make them way too big. I look crazy talking, which is one eyebrow down. But the more you practice, you get a little faster. There's days I'm a lot faster, and there's days I'm not. However, left side's gonna be a trick. It's a little more difficult. I'm doing the same thing, underside, up to my arch. And annoyingly, my like Botox kicked in differently, so like this brow lifts more than this one is doing right now, but that's okay. Oh, I forgot to say that. Okay, it's fine. Did it a little out of order than I wanted to, but that's okay. Filling it in. Like you can always touch this up too if it's not quite right. I always tend to make my left one larger than my right, and I'm not sure why or how, but I do. You can kind of dab it in too if you're just trying to fill it in. Like I don't want these bare spots. So it's highly pigmented, so really, you really don't have to use a lot. So that's pretty good. Again, I don't know why my left one always just comes out a little messier than my right. Sorry if I'm sinking down. So So that's pretty good. I feel like there's still a bit of a bare spot, but I also have a little scar there from when I was little, so it's a little difficult. There we go. Okay, and this looks a little insane, but when I put the rest of my makeup on, it won't look quite so dramatic. I wouldn't do this and then not go out with eye makeup. That would be terrifying. So put that away. And then I have this little Benefit 24-hour brow setter, which I use because I don't have a lot of eyebrows hairs, but the ones I have are crazy long and they can go out of place. So this I just run through. It's like a little mascara one, and that just keeps them from getting everywhere. And then you can kind of shape them into the drawing you did. Okay. I'm gonna go in with the concealer. This is the Wander Dual Concealer. So there's like a liquid end and then there's like a stick end, and I'm using the stick end. Just go over and dot anything that I don't want seen. Hide those breakouts, this one especially, being stubborn. Okay, I'm gonna keep this out in case I decide to use it. I'm gonna go in with, where did it go? My bronzer. So I like to do my bronzer next. I just got this one and I really, really love it. It's Natasha Denona's Bronze and Glow. I said Brow and Glow. And it's really cute. It's really little. So it's like a trial size, but it was like 20 bucks and it lasts a while. So I'm just gonna go in with the actual like bronzer. So I've got like a fluffy brush. I just kind of dab it. And I really just go up here to start. I don't want my whole face to look tan because obviously it's winter. I usually put on a little bit more in the summer, but for the winter, I like it to just look like maybe the sun kissed my forehead a little bit, and then I'll draw it down. Apparently the trick is you're supposed to make a 3 on your face. So if I was making like a full contour, full like bronzer, I would draw it in here and then down there, but I'm not gonna do all of that today. I'm just gently bring it down just because, again, I'm not trying to look super tan because I'm not being outside. Okay, I'm gonna do a nose contour though, so I'll kind of just hold my brush make like a edge and kind of dip it into this, and then I run it just gently along the sides of my nose, like on the bridge. This is gonna just make the bridge of your nose, see, it looks a little bit more like narrow, which I don't think is a bad thing for me. And then just kind of blend it a little bit. The next, I'm gonna go in with highlighter. So I've got this Becca one. It's Champagne Pop, I think. Yeah, and it's really, really pretty. It's really, really pretty. I love highlighter. So I've got like a little brush. I'm gonna take this and I start and I bring that down the bridge of my nose. And immediately I see that helps highlight that bridge that we just contoured. Makes your nose pop right there. And then I'm just gonna swirl it around and I take it right on my cheekbones, like right below my eye. So again, I have an oily T-zone and I don't want that to look dewy, but I do like it to look like my skin is dewy and alive and not dried out. So adding some of the highlighter just like makes your skin look really nice. All right, and then I do take a little bit of extra. I have this one from Tom Ford, and I'm just gonna take my finger and rub these colors. See, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this one, and I just like to do it on my brow bone because I don't need it to be quite as intense as the the highlighter down here, but I wanted it to just brighten up under my brows, make you look more awake. And then I take a little on my Cupid's bow right there. Okay, so next I'm going in with blush. So I have the Too Faced, it's Natural Face. It's got a bunch of bronzers and like 2 bronzers, 2 highlighters, 2 blushes. So I'm gonna go in with the Pink Sand blush, and I can't begin to tell you, I don't even know what this smells like. It smells like heaven is what it smells like. So I've got like an angled little blusher. I'm kind of just gonna go right on my apples of my cheeks, and I kind of both buff it and draw it up. It's gonna give you just kind of that nice healthy glow. good. Sometimes I like to go overboard a little bit just because it does wear off. Okay, so that is basically my face makeup done. I am going to do a setting spray. This is also Peach Perfect by Too Faced. So this is a mattifying one. So it's gonna make your makeup stay in place really, really well. It also smells like peaches and smells amazing. You gotta really shake it because there's like setting powder in it. But it also really helps you not get oily through the day, which is great. So makeup stays on and you don't look oily. I'm just gonna spray it all over. It smells so good. And I just got a little fan that I use to dry my face a bit, let it dry. Plus this is nice. All right, I'm gonna continue to let that dry for just a minute. I will put this away. Oh, I'm shaking the table, sorry. Clean up some of that stuff. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with, I'm starting my eye makeup. I have got a little Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. So this helps your eyeshadow stay on, helps the color really like pop, plus it helps you not get like the crease and stuff like that. So I do love this stuff. I really like the Urban Decay one, it's really nice. Just like a little wand, and I'm just going to paint it on. It's kind of nice, I have one of the same brand, Urban Decay, but it's like a little champagne-y color, and you can kind of wear it just by itself even. You don't even have to put shadow on top. This one too, honestly, it just kind of lightens up your lid. But I'm gonna put my shadow on. Just really blend that. I've seen some people do their eye makeup before they do all of their face makeup, which I guess makes sense if you're doing something really glittery, but this is just the order I like to do it. Okay, so shadow wise, especially I've had a lot of people ask me about doing eye makeup, so I will take my time on this one. I'm going in with Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. I love this palette, it is amazing. I use it probably, it's like my go-to everyday one, just because like the colors are so beautiful. So what I usually do is I pick 3 colors that I want to go with. It's just my kind of my go-to. I gotta fix my brow. It's like not filled in right there. All right, I'm gonna do that before we do the rest of this, but I'm gonna talk about what I'm talking about. So I usually find 3 colors. I go with like a lightest color, a medium color, and a dark color. And the dark color doesn't have to be like dark. It just needs to be like a range of colors. I don't want 3 of the same exact color. So within those 3, make sure like it goes dark, medium, light. So again, even if the darkest one isn't that dark, you want them to contrast. So I'm probably gonna go in with my usual, which is, I go in with this one as my light one, this one as my medium, and this one as my dark. So I'm gonna go in with those 3. But first I'm going to fix my eyebrow because I don't understand why it looks so light right there. Better, right? Okay, whatever, I can fix it. Okay, so with those 3 colors, I'm gonna start with my medium color first. So I'm gonna take like a little eye crease brush. So it's just like a little bit, it's not like a flat, it's gonna be a little bit more fluffy and like a rounder tip, if that makes sense. I'm gonna take my medium color, dab it in there, and I'm just gonna start in my crease. And I'm gonna like kind of rock it back and forth as I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of just rocking it back and forth. Basically, I'm filling my crease with this color. And I'm blending. So you rock it back and forth, but also kind of, yeah, wheedle it back and forth. So you're gonna see I'm filling my crease already with that medium color. You can kind of just rock. It's okay if it comes up on your brow bone a bit. Side. Kind of close your eye if that helps you. You just want to draw along that arc of your eye. I do pull it up on my brow bone a little bit. This is the color Seashell, if that helps on this palette. I can always add more later, but you see that's just starting to add some nice contrast. Makes your eyes look a little bit more like popping. So then I'm going to take the darker color, and this one is Nude, the one I'm using, and I'm not going to like, kind of pressing the side of it down, because I'm just going to take this and take basically from the middle of my eye and pull it down. Because basically the way I look at it is I want the part of my eye, like in here, the part that like the light would hit is going to be the lightest color. It's just going to give dimension. So I'm just kind of pulling this down, and then I sometimes will just take it in like the edge of the eye crease. Just going to add a little more contrast. So again, kind of like almost halfway over your eye. Just pressing it down. Maybe draw it up a little bit. Really, the idea is just to blend, like really keep blending. Like if it's looking too much of a contrast, you might just need to keep blending. And this is one of the reasons I love Too Faced eyeshadows. They're like very pigmented. They don't crumble when you try to like dip into them, and they blend really, really well. So you end up getting really nice contrast. And then I also will take, this is just like a blush brush, but honestly I use it just to pull out, just to like blend more. Then I'm gonna take this shadow brush. This is more of a flat one. I'm gonna pick that lightest color, and I'm gonna start over here and just pull it up to where we just, you know, started on the dark color. So I'm just covering the lid that we haven't covered yet, and then I'll drag it down here, maybe a bit over here. And it's gonna give, see, I got 3 different colors going on, but see how they blend. Blend, blend, blend. Really drag it down to the lash line. And then sometimes I'll even take one of the really shiny colors, like a sparkly one, like this champagne-y one, and I'll take my finger, dap it in. You'll see it gets on your finger a bit. And then you can kind of just press that into that light color as well. And it's just gonna add like the tiniest bit of shimmer, so you don't have to take a full brush of shimmer on your eye. Sometimes I don't want like a glitter eye, but I want it to just have like a tiny bit of that shimmery, which is nice. And that color is like really pretty. So that's eyeshadow. That's literally all I do. And then you can take any 3 colors. So I have a palette that's like all nudes, like more nudes, like brown. So I'll take like a dark brown, medium brown, like a white, or I have pinks. I'll do like a light pink, dark pink, but you know, you just take any 3 colors, and then that's why palettes are great too, because they already give you colors, and basically if they're in the same palette, they're gonna probably go together. So easy enough. I'm gonna get all my liners actually. Let's do that one today. Okay. So next I'm going to do my eyeliner. I have the Better Than Sex by Too Faced liner. This is a liquid liner. I like to do a liquid first, and then sometimes to mattify it, I'll go over with a crayon one, which I'm going to do today. So this is going to be a little tricky, and I'm going to have to like kind of look in the mirror. So I'm going to take this just on my top lash line. Just follow the line. I always start with my eyes open, so I'll do 1 coat with my eyes open, just to make sure I'm getting the correct line. Then I'm going to close my eyes and go over it. Kind of pull tight on my eyelid. You can always make it a little thicker when you do that too. Get like a thicker line a little bit. That way I get down to the crease. And then I like to take it out just a tiny bit. Gives me more of like an almond shape to my eyes, which I like. So just like a slight wing. Nothing too crazy, just like a little tiny bit that ticks up. Okay, and while that's drying, I have these little Fenty Beauty crayons. They're like shimmery metallic eye shadow, but I use them on like my under right here. So watch. Just gonna take it, and this is a gold. But it's just gonna add like a little bit of a lightness, which is just gonna make my eyes pop a little more, which I like. And then I've got the like pencil eyeliner, which I'm just gonna go over a tiny bit on my liquid, and it's just gonna mattify it a little bit more. And this is like waterproof too, so it helps it not like my eyes can get watery. So I'm just gonna close my eye, and you kind of pull tight, and I gently pull that across. Do that on the other side. Like that. And then we're gonna go for some mascara. I'm gonna use the Better Than Sex mascara. I also have a Charlotte Tilbury one, but I think I'm gonna use my Better Than Sex, also by Too Faced. And I'm just gonna I think this really like volumizes my lashes, lengthens and volumizes. And then I'm going to take a little on the bottom. You have to make the face, sorry. I used to always do lots of liner like underneath my eyes too, but I've really started just doing liner on the top and mascara on the bottom. Sometimes if I want something more dramatic or like date night, I'll do it on the bottom too, but I think it's pretty just on top for every day. I kind of just, I don't know if I do this right, but I kind of just wiggle it through and then gently pull. I don't know why girls make that face, but I can't not do it. Okay, so that's mascara done. All right, so I'm just gonna do some lipstick, and then I'm done. All right, probably take the clips out of my hair now. Okay, for lipstick, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury JK Magic. It's really pretty nude. It's like a pinky nude. Sometimes I'll line my lips too to make them look a little bigger, but I don't feel like doing that today. We'll see, it's just like a pinky nude, but I think it goes really nice with the eyeshadow palette. And then I'm just gonna toss a tiny bit of gloss on. I just have a Tom Ford. What color is this? Crystalline, but it's really pretty and it smells like cake. You can't beat that. And I just do it a little bit on the pout. And that's it. That's really all I do. So it took like half an hour, but yeah, so I hope that was helpful to anyone who has asked me about doing makeup. Again, I am not remotely an expert and don't claim to be. However, it's what's worked for me and I like it. So thanks for watching.